Alright, so in this video I'm going to show you guys some post-Molly lineups. It seems like there's not a lot of good lineups videos out there, so I'm going to show you guys some of the ones I found. Starting on A site for Breeze, I'm going to show you where the defaults are. Normally the default is here, and the other default is back here. Alright, so for the first one, a lot of the common ones here is going to line up with this thing here, run up to this wall, and you're going to look at this corner here, and you're gonna hit a left click. It's gonna bounce off of that and land on default. Another one is going to be back here in this area here. So you're gonna go all the way to this corner here, run all the way up to this rock, all the way until you can't run anymore. And you're going to see a bunch of leaves here. So there's a gap, like a U here, and there's another U here. So this first U here, anywhere in this area, will be the default. Right there. In the same area, so this is the default. If you want to do the far right, it's going to be over a little bit, and down here it's going to be this kind of green, this darker green dot here that you see. So default, over, down, this little green here is going to be the far right of the default. Right there. So normally people will plant this corner here, or they'll plant here. And if you decide to plant middle here somewhere, there is also another spot back here. Same corner here. So this is default. This is that right. And the middle is going to be this leaf that extends out. You're going to place your crosshair right out there in that area. It's pretty forgiving. So it'll bounce off of this and it'll land right here. And I found this one that's pretty cool. I don't know how viable it's going to be, but if they plant in the middle over here, so somewhere in the middle here, you can kind of get up here in these doors. Up in this tunnel. This is kind of dangerous because when they rotate over there, they can see you. But if you kind of know that they're already on site and you're rotating in the back here, you can climb up here. This could be a good spot too. You look at this dot here, so there's a bunch of dots on this thing here. It's going to be this first panel, this dot here. Line up your crosshair to this right there. Take your molly out, go straight up. Don't go right, don't go left. And there's only like this small gap here, right? So just place your crosshair right above that line here, just to clear the building. It's going to go all the way up, clear it, and land right in the middle. Alright, so there's another one out here in mid for default plant. So this middle pillar area here, it's pretty safe, I would say, once you're kind of like out here and they're kind of already in there or rotating. Run up to this here. It's kind of like a weird thing. So just get up here where you can't move anymore. Turn here, and you're going to line, you see this beam here with this. You're going to line this up to that corner right there. So you see where I'm moving this guy here, line it right to that corner there, and left click, and that lands on default. In middle as well. So let's say that you're playing B and your teammate had planted A and they're planted on default. You can run to this area here, line up to this line here to here. Do this here, and you're going to line your crosshair in the circle up here. There's two circles. You're going to pick this one here. So if you do in the middle, it won't hit it. So you're going to be kind of a little bit to the right, and that's going to land on default. All right, and then on the same area here, you line up here. Same thing with this blue here. You're going to be actually outside, so you move this thing in the middle somewhere, but on the outside of the circle like this, and that's going to land on the far right of default, like that. And then if you're on site, either retake, or if you're playing back here being sneaky, where you let them kind of like, you shimmy around here if you had smokes, whatever, right? You somehow manage to get behind these boxes. I don't know. Work with this scenario here. So there's two pretty good post Molly lineups here. So if there's like these three beams here in the middle. So this one here is kind of the right side of default. So like right here, if you plant right there. And then so there's a little dot that sits right here on this beam here. If you aim that there, that's the default. Right? And then if you plant it middle, it will be right here on this end here. So do that. You know, bounce off and it'll land right there on middle. So most of the time for the default plant for B-bomb site, it's going to be like somewhere right here. Right? So I'm going to show you guys the common one that everyone does. It's going to be back here. So you go here. There's this line here. There's 2 of them, 3 of them. Run up to this guy here. Take this out. And you're going to move your crosshair thing here all the way up to this location right here. There's a little leaf. There's like a little hole here. Do that. And they'll land right on default. So that's very common. Everybody does that one. Again, it's kind of dangerous because they can kind of come out here and peek you, right? So there's another one over here in mid. So in this location right here. So your poison orb icon, so my Z in this case, you see how the very tip of it lands on the tip of this guy here. The bottom tip of that lands on right there. That's where you want to line it up. And that'll land on default from mid. Alright, so another spot is going to be in this corner here. And you're going to look up here. So for this one here, you're going to line it to this corner right there. So you're going to line this corner to that right there, like that. Shoot that off. And that lands on default. Like that. And then if it's kind of like a crunch plant, where you're kind of like alone and you know that they're really close, you can plant it, run it here. And I have this really quick, I guess, one that you can do. So you're behind this box, all the way to the corner, up here. So this one doesn't have any HUD lines or anything that you can kind of go off of. So for this one here, you're just going to aim it kind of diagonal out to here. It's kind of forgiving. So like maybe approximately around this area here, right? And it's going to land right on default. Alright guys, so those are some post-Molly lineups that I found. I'll probably do some more tinkering around to see if there's any other good ones, but these ones will help you because you can rotate. Like I said, you can just drop one here, right? You can just drop one here real quick, like so, boom. You can rotate real quick to the next one because that one's actually a dangerous spot to be in when you're doing a lineup. And that one's kind of far. You can kind of run up to this next one here, right? And you drop the next one. And then from here, you can rotate in to fight off any guys that are trying to defuse, right? Alright guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you guys aren't subscribed yet, make sure you guys are subscribed. And like always, till next time guys, peace.